Alrighty, hello everyone. How are you guys today? Good to see you all in the chat. Trying to straighten out the camera so I'm somewhat centered there. Sorry, the window's blown out behind me. It's actually not very bright at all today. I think it's just a relativity thing. Cricket has decided she wants to be in my lap, which she's not supposed to do, but you guys know. She has been going through a lot of ear stuff recently, and she has been needing some extra attention, so I will let her, I suppose. You want to say hi, Cricket? Hey. She has a little seat here that she's supposed to sit on, but that's not good enough for her today, so I guess we'll let her sit here. All right. We've got so many people in the chat. I'm so glad you all could make it. Hello, hello. Hi, Beth. Hi, Jacqueline and Pat. Maybe Dawn. Christine. Cajun, can you remind me what you'd like me to call you? Do you want me to call you Cajun? Or do you have another name you'd like me to use? We've got a lot of new faces in the chat too that weren't here last month, so welcome, welcome. Is this too much? Is this like too crazy? Would you rather me turn off the camera? It looks like the sun is peeking out and it's shining through. Let's see how many people we got today. Wow, 13. 13 so far. That's pretty good for a launch. Oh, Nikki, hi. Kiki Raven. Okay. As long as you don't mind, just let me know if it gets bad. I probably won't be paying too much attention to it, but Oh, okay. Well, it's good for me to know. Either way. All right, so we had a request from Jess to take a look at the Da Vinci palette and some combinations that I like in it. I don't have anything like firm I'm going off of. You guys know I'm running off about 2 brain cells these days with the move and everything. So if you guys want to shout anything out, ask questions about the palette. Some of you guys have had time to play with it now. I'm looking, when I look over in this direction, I have the big charts. So I'm just referencing it for myself. But you guys can ask questions. I'll do a little bit of mixing. I also have something. The reason I was a few minutes late is something came in the mail, so I'll show you that in a second. Let's see. Hi, Marley. Oh, yeah, it's Easter tomorrow, right? So typically I do try and paint something in these live streams. Cricket, I need you to turn this way. I do try to paint something in the live streams, but given like how scattered my brain is, like I know that I'm not going to be able to keep up on chat and answer your questions at the same time as also painting something. So I figured you probably wanted some life updates into chat and everything, especially since I'm not going to be here next month. So I'll save the paintings for the tutorials, and then that way I can be more interactive with you guys because I won't be able to glance up as often. Syl says that Cricket reminds her of Millie. Jacqueline's excited about the move too. Yep, I'm going to be much closer to Jacqueline, only about, 2.5 hours away. Is that right? 2.5, 3 hours away from Jacqueline. So that's exciting. Hey Jess, I'm glad you could make it. So Cricket's had ear issues for years. It's always been a really low grade thing up until about 6 months ago. So she's been on ear drops, many different types over the years. Her vet has seen her numerous times for this issue. There's some kind of like yeasty buildup that's inside of her ear and seems to go away with antibiotics, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And like it just comes back right away. So we've been through a bunch of different food changes and things over the years, or over the last 6 months, and trying to find something that works. We found something that worked for a little while, but it seems to be bothering her again. She has a vet appointment on Tuesday to talk to her vet. I've been trying to see specialists. I tried to get transferred over to a recommended hospital that specializes, but then was told they couldn't help me. And then I was supposed to see someone else and they won't return my calls. So like, I don't know what to do. I'm just so stressed out at this point. I'm just trying to keep her as comfortable as I can for now. See if she's okay to travel for the trip to Texas. And then once I get there, I have a friend that works at a vet clinic in Austin. So I'll take her to see them and hopefully they can help us. But right now we're just trying to keep her comfortable. You have to get high. They can't see you down there. So it's this ear that's a problem. I don't know if you can see it in the little camera, but she has a big chunk of fur that's missing from behind her ear because she scratches at it. And she was scratching this morning. So at least if she stays in my lap, I can keep her from doing that by petting her chin myself. I hope so. Pat says hopefully the new venue will help. I'm a little bit worried because if it is an allergy, then Austin has really, really bad pollen in the spring. Maybe we'll be clear of it coming later in May. And not in April, so cross my fingers. So, I don't know, we'll have to see about that. Let me just catch up on chat. I know, the stress has been really bad, Beth. I've just, like yesterday, I don't know if you saw my Instagram stories, I was calling around trying to find places, and I was just like, I sounded exasperated. I was trying to get an appointment for Tuesday for her regular vet just to check back in, and I was explaining why I needed to come back to them and wasn't going to these other places, and Cricket does this anyway for like when she wants food or pets, so I know I'm just reading too much into it, but she just like reached out with her little paw while I was on the phone and just laid her paw on my lap, and it was the sweetest thing ever. I'm going to choose to assume that she was trying to comfort me in my stress and everything. Jess asked if I clean her ears regularly. We try to, yeah. They tend to be a chronic problem. Yeah, she's definitely had this for a while. So I'll talk to her vet again on Tuesday, see what she wants me to do, if more regular cleanings would help. And then we're trying the food allergy thing. She's pretty much worse on any type of dry food. So it's been a pain in the tush with all this traveling and trying to get ready for the move, because she has to get fed wet food. And so I was having, like, I had to pay a sitter to come and had a friend come the other parts of the days. They were here twice a day giving her wet food. She still wouldn't eat it all in that time. So then there was issues with that. And she's not at risk of losing weight or anything. She's pretty plump, but it's been such a headache. Hopefully. Oh, nice, Jessica. I didn't know that about you. Or maybe I did and I forgot. I'm sorry if I forgot. I knew you were an animal person, but again, my brain has just been so scattered lately. Okay, yeah, if it's the yeast, the pollen shouldn't affect it. We're thinking it has something to do with yeast just because she did a culture and it looked yeasty, and then if dry foods are making it worse than wet foods, then that would make sense, I guess. But it is weird. It's mostly in one ear. She's been scratching the other ear lately, but it's almost always been in her left ear. Beth knows Cricket's secrets. Beth is one of my very, very good friends, she was when I was visiting in St. Louis. Hopefully, Beth, you don't mind me sharing that. But Cricket loves popcorn for some reason. And funny story, Beth, I was with our geek girlfriends yesterday playing board games, and we were eating popcorn there, and I got all the way home, like drove in my car, got home, unpacked some things in my trunk, got upstairs, and when I sat down to pet her, a piece of popcorn fell off of me somehow. Like, I don't know if it was in my pants or my, like I wasn't even wearing a sweatshirt. I was like, I don't know where this came from, but she found it right away, and she ate it. Yeah, she knows something's going on with the move. There's packing boxes now all over my apartment. She doesn't seem to be two-faced with it. Like, she knows what a suitcase means, and so she doesn't like when the suitcase comes out. But she's never seen packing boxes before, so I know she knows something's happening, but she doesn't know what it is yet. Oh, wow, that's awesome, Jess. That's right. I knew the zoo part, and then that check after that, so... I don't know what it is. I don't know why a cat should like popcorn, but she does. Hello. You want me to call you Mariposa? You made it. I'm glad. We're just chatting right now. 7 pigeons. Wow, that's cool. Marley says boo popcorn is a regular problem. That's funny. Okay, Mariposa, Vanessa, nice. I got that. I'll try and remember. We have so many people in the chat. Thank you guys for coming. I don't know if it's just, if it was the tier increase with the $12, or decrease, I guess, with the $12, or if it's the last one. You guys tried to make it to wish me well. Thank you. All right, so let me show you before we get too far and you see absolutely nothing except for this screen here. Is the video quality okay? It looks a little bit laggy on my end, so I just want to make sure it's all right for you. So I was running downstairs, that's why I was a couple minutes late, because these came in the mail. Some of you guys were commenting that you wanted to put stickers on the front of your new palettes, and my previous ones were too big. So I haven't even opened these yet. They were still stapled in here. Figured I'd take it off together. Thank you, Jess. I'm glad you like it. Pat says her kitty jumps in the suitcase and doesn't let her pack. All right, so these are teeny tiny mini stickers. It looks like they're a little smaller than I wanted them to. I was hoping they would fill up this whole area, but I was worried about them being too big and going over the lip. So this will fit on a little section here. If, oh no, I'm sorry. If you are a patron that gets the print packs, the $25 tier, you will get one of these. I don't even know what camera to show. Here we go. I have forgotten how to stream, guys. It's been a rough month. So you'll get one of these in your print packs this month if you're at the 25 plus tiers. If you're not, couple things. I'll make a listing for them in my Etsy shop so you can order them if you want to, but just on their own. But also, another reason why it took me a little longer to get going today is some of you guys have asked how to help with the move. This light is way too bright now. As soon as Cricket gets up, I will close that, but I don't want to move her right now. She's in my lap. Sorry, my brain is just going crazy. Okay, so some of you guys have asked how to help with the move. You guys already do so much to help, so I don't want to ask you for anything else because you're already here on Patreon. You're supporting me. I love you guys. You're super, super supportive. But in case you wanted to help extra, I put a bunch of links down in the description below. There's stuff on my Amazon wish list, my Amazon affiliates, the Jackson's affiliates, the Etsy shop, all that stuff. My Etsy shop, I just set it up this morning before the stream. No one else knows about it except for you guys. But there's going to be a 20% off sale between now and May 2nd. So if you want to place an order of $35 or more, you'll get a 20% discount instead of the lower patron discounts. And if you just make a note in the comment section, because I do them in bulk orders and sometimes I miss people's names, but make sure you write a comment that says you're a patron. And anyone who's in this chat, if you put a comment, I'll put one of these in your order for free if you do the $35 sale thing. So I'll include some of those. If you want to, ask for two. It's fine. I got plenty. So I'll have those in stock. So you can either get them if you're in the print pack tier. You can get them if you place an order of $35 or more and get 20% off your order. I'll include one of these as long as you put a note in the description to remind me. And then I'll also make a listing either later today or tomorrow, hopefully today, to get that up in the shop so you can just buy them outright if you would rather do that. Hopefully that's okay. Did I get it all in? I'm glad you guys are excited about it. Hi, Terry. Thank you so much for your help. Terry's been messaging me with very helpful tips about moving halfway across the country, specifically from California to Texas, which is very appreciated. Aw, thanks, Pat. Yeah, so through May 2nd, there will be an Etsy shop sale. The reason it's May 2nd and not a little bit later is because I'm going to visit another friend that weekend, and so I want to be done packaging everything by that Friday, and then I'll be gone for like 3 days, and then when I come back, it's just going to be like, I don't even think the Etsy shop's going to be open after that, guys. I think it's just going to be closed and try and get my butt over to Texas. Thanks, Jess. I really struggle with the limit. I was going to set it at 25. I moved it a little bit higher just because 20% of 25 bumps it down a little. I'm really trying to clear out my inventory because I just have to get rid of all the bulk before I move. So again, no obligation at all. Don't feel pressured to order. But if you wanted to help extra, if you wanted to get more stuff, you can go ahead and do that. Vanessa's here. Hi, Vanessa. Yeah, so Cation, just let me know if you place an order and want those 2 free stickers. Just let me know in the comments, and then if you want to just place an order, I'll put that listing up really soon. Just saw my little peacock post. Yeah, it's called Mayfield Park in Austin, and my friends took me there, and it's not a zoo, it's not a full-fledged zoo, but it was really, really cute because they had all these peacocks there. There's tons of peacocks, and there was one like juvenile male that didn't have his long blue tail feathers yet. He just had like the brown base of his tail feathers. I gotta fix this light, guys. Let me see if I can edit. It's so distracting. One second. Oops. Here we go. I don't know if that helps. I think it just makes me darker and the window's still bright. I don't know. You can let me know if it's better or worse. Oh, that's funny, Jess. The chat just flagged your comment, I assume because of the word naked, but I'll allow it in this case. So yeah, he had this like little tail that looked like a turkey, and he was standing right next to a big male that was like showing off to all the girls, and he was like, look at me, I can do it too. And it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. So, oh, thank you, Terry. So yeah, and I'm also just separately thinking about, is this better or worse, guys? The picture up here. Oh, Cricut moved. I can go fix it. Hold on. That should be better. Okay. So I've been trying to decide. I'm hoping I have time to do a little meetup in San Jose before I go. I don't know if I will. It'll probably be on a weekday if I do. So I'll put maybe an ask out on Instagram if that's something people are interested in here. And then I actually know a lot of people. A lot of people have been saying that they're in Texas or in Austin area. And if you guys want to do a meetup once I'm there and a little bit settled, we could do that too. So let me know if there's interest in that. And that way I can kind of get everyone as I can. So I think I told you guys, right? I don't remember what I put in the post that I was planning on moving towards the end of May, beginning of June, and now it's gotten moved up quite a bit. So I have way less time here in San Jose than I thought. My weekends are already completely packed between now and when I move. And I still have some weekday availability, but I'm sorry, guys. I don't think I can get my Skillshare class done in time before the move. But there is good news with that, and that is that once I get settled and get my new studio set up, it'll be really, really, really pretty, and I'm hoping that the Skillshare class can be even better. I've started writing it. It's just going to be a long class. I knew it was going to be really intensive. It's a topic that I haven't wanted to tackle for the last 3 years on water control. It's really hard, but I think I have a good thing going, and hopefully, guys, you can be patient with me and forgive me for not being able to get it done soon. Vanessa says, that's it, I'm moving to Texas. Aw, thanks. I haven't decided yet if I'm driving or flying, so I'll keep you guys posted. We're gonna wait till Cricket's vet visit on Tuesday. I don't know if her ear issues are gonna cause her not to be able to fly because, I don't know. I hate flying when I have ear things. So I'll talk to her vet, see if there's anything we can do there. It would be much better for her, I think, if we could fly because it's only like a 6-hour ordeal instead of a 4-day ordeal. But we'll see. There's also issues. My car is really old, and so my mom doesn't want me to take it out there. She doesn't want me to drive in it. She wants me to sell it here and then just get a new car there. But there's other issues with that. So there's a lot still in the air. I'll probably know in another week or two what the plan is going to be. The movers come out on Wednesday to do an assessment for the apartment and see how much it's going to cost to move. So after I find out all that, I'll be able to tell you if I'm driving or flying or whatnot. Oh, thank you, Pat and Dawn. I appreciate that. We found out that Pat and Dawn actually live very, very close by to me. It's a very small world because out of everywhere in the world, they're very, very close. So I appreciate that. I don't know how to delegate moving. I've had some friends offer, and I'm too much of a control freak. So like everything that I have is like, oh, I have to decide if I'm taking it or not, and I don't know how to delegate that. So Thank you for your offer, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll still try and do a meetup though, so we can connect before you guys go. Aw, thanks, Christine. I know, Terry. The gas is so cheap there. You know how much it is here? A lot. Was it $4.70? No, $4.20. $4.16 or something the other day I saw. When I picked up the rental car, they had like a sign to say what like the average rates were. Oh, I had to get a rental car for this weekend because I have to go to Napa to see my family before I go. It's the last chance I have to see them before I leave. And then my car tires are deflating and being crazy. So yeah, it's been an eventful couple of weeks. Oh, thank you, Terry. I don't know how I feel about a GoFundMe just because I have so many other platforms that I have. I don't want to like ask people for more money, but there is a coffee link in the description below this video. If you want to just pledge a dollar amount without getting anything else in return, you can do it in $3 increments there. It'll go to my PayPal account. You can help by temporarily upping your pledge on Patreon if you just want to help out for a month here, if that's an option. I know that the tiers are getting full, so that's not as feasible. Yeah, and if there's anything else I can do, let me know. But I made a huge list of resources in the description below that cover pretty much everything, so hopefully that'll help. And thank you guys so much. Oh, I missed some things in chat. Hold on. This is the most chattiest chat we've had. I'm kind of excited, guys. I'm sorry I haven't done anything with my hands, but this is exciting. Yeah, the move is going to be pretty crazy. I'm learning that I'm not going to have enough time for everything I wanted to do, but we'll try and make the most of it. Pat, I don't know if she's been on gabapentin before. She's not been on gabapentin before. I have. I hated it, but I've also heard that it's good for kitty pain meds, so we'll look into that option. Thank you, Jacqueline. I know that you don't want me to drive alone. I still don't know if I'm driving or not, so I'll let you know. You guys are very, very sweet. I appreciate all of your support. Just as I thought our 280 was bad. Yeah, no. Bay Area, California in general, but Bay Area is insane. Yeah, thanks. The coffee account's pretty good. I don't toot it a lot since I have so many other things that are happening between Skillshare and Etsy and whatever and Patreon, but it's there if you guys want it, and I'm very appreciative of that. Pat says Princess travels well with gabapentin. Oh, awesome! Cajun was looking at books and asked me for a recommendation on nature journaler, or I guess just animals, right? You wanted animal resources. So if anyone else has any recommendations for her, I said John Muir Laws was my pick. Yeah, I don't know. Gabapentin's a weird one. My mom does really well on it with her pain, but I did not. I hated it. It was terrible. All right. Let's do something, because we've been chatting for almost a half an hour. I guess more like 20 minutes probably, but Jess wanted to see some mixing. So Jess, remind me what you wanted to see. I have some scrap paper here. And then I'm going to put this aside. Hopefully it's okay. I don't know if you guys need me to directly pull colors from the palette if you're visual learners. I still have this big glass palette that's covered in paint, and I would like to use some of it up. So I'm going to try and use the paint that's on here first, and then if I need more, I can dip into the palette for certain colors. I should probably turn this around. I'll find a brush. What do you guys want me to mix with today? Do you guys have a preference when I do this? I don't do a lot of mixing videos, but like I can use a synthetic round. I could use a synthetic flat. I could use a silver black velvet like usual. Do you have a preference? Yeah, I don't, is my book here? It is, guys. I finally have something that I'm trying to reference next to me. That never happens. Is this the one that you got? So I don't know, I haven't looked at it for a while to be honest, but I know he has a lot of, gosh, I'm having issues today. There's a lot of birds. I thought there were other animals in here. This is a lot of landscape stuff, I guess. But the techniques hold really well. Yeah, here we go. So there's like bears and deer, chipmunks. He shows you how like shapes interact together. He shows you musculature sections. Look, snakies. Sorry, Jacqueline. There's insects, damselflies. So like there's lots of great stuff in here, and all of these can be attributed to like other styles. And then, like I said, he has a YouTube channel that he posts his raw lectures to. And then I also have a tutorial here on Patreon where I use his methods to draw a couple things. I don't remember. Okay, let's see. Whoops. I missed chat again because I was talking too much. Mix it up. All right. The black that I used for the lemur, I can show you that. Violet iron oxide. Did you want to see it with something in particular, Pat? Synthetic round. Got it. Question, does M-Gram Indenthrone stay sticky, gooey? All M-Gram paints except for Viridian, in my experience, stay sticky and gooey. Yeah, it'll come off on your fingers if you touch it, for sure. I don't know. Sennelier tubes are still also going to be sticky. If you get their formulated pans, those are not sticky. So all of those are in the other room right now. I had some art friends come over. So they're on my dining table right now. But yeah, I would recommend if you don't want something sticky, get a Sennelier pre-made pan. Or, let's see, are you asking specifically? Oh no, Terry, you're here. I find that Da Vinci's, I'm not just saying this because it's in this palette, I promise. But I find that Da Vinci's, in the frame, their Indenthrone or Indenthrene dries really nicely. It's easy to re-wet, but it's not too sticky. And I really enjoy it. It has more color than Daniel Smith's, which you guys know I don't really care for. Let's see. Yes, the book. Is that what you're referring to, Cajun? The book is huge, for sure. I don't know. So I'm not the best. I know I get a lot of people asking me for book recommendations. I don't read a lot, and that sounds bad, but I have an eye condition where my eyes go crossed when I read small text, and then I also have neck issues, so like looking at a book is actually very painful for me. I've switched to reading and listening to audiobooks while I work, which is great, but I don't have a lot of art reference resources just because I don't use them, and I know that sounds bad, and I don't want it to sound bad. It's just physically painful for me to read. So I have some reference books, but I don't have a ton of them, and I can't make a ton of recommendations. I'm trying to get this more on screen for you guys so you can see what I'm actually doing. Is that okay with, I know there's a glare here from the light, but hopefully that's okay. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys. So much in chat. Okay, let me see if I can catch up. I was going to work on the black. You want to see the violet iron oxide mixed with a yellow. It makes kind of a, yeah, I can mix it up for you. It makes a really soft brown. My paints don't stay sticky under 50% humidity. That's true. So if you have really low humidity, it should be fine. Oh gosh, I forgot. Did you say your name's Vanessa, Geeky Raven? I'm sorry if I missed it. Let me know one more time. I'll try and remember it this time. Is Denise's green supposed to resemble another sap green that has nickel azo? It's supposed to be as close as I could get. So nickel azo yellow has a very specific color profile that I can't really replicate with any other color. So for those of you who wanted a non-toxic version entirely, I mixed up this one. If you add, sorry, Nikki, thank you. if you add a tiny bit of nickel azo yellow to Denise's green, it looks very close to Daniel Smith's sap green. Of course, I couldn't really say that in the video because it wasn't in the palette. But so yeah, if you mix a little nickel azo yellow into it, it's very, very close. I tried to make it as close as I could without using nickel azo yellow itself. The reason I asked them to make it for me is because I wasn't happy with their sap green. All of their mixed convenience greens are made from the same two colors, which I don't quite understand, and it's not my favorite version. So originally I told them, like, my viewers know that I love sap green, but I'm not going to include it, and here's why, and just I want you to know that I'm going to say that in the video. And they're like, well, what do you want? And I was like, oh, well, I've mixed up this this other green, and if you want the recipe, I can send it to you, and that kind of thing. So as far as I know, they're going to be releasing them soon-ish. I know they're going to release it with their other 2019 colors if you just want the tube. But you could also mix it since both colors are in this palette, or you could just mix Indanthrene and PY 129. There's significantly more PY 129 than Indanthrene if you're looking for a good starting point with that. Is my DaVinci palette only available on the DaVinci website? Yes. So I've asked them about other retailers if they want me to try and push to get other retailers to carry them, XYZ. And as far as I know, it's only on DaVinci right now, as is Tanya's from Scratch Made Journal. I'm kind of using hers as a guideline because hers was first. It was before mine. So I think they're only available on their website, but they are looking into international shipping. I haven't checked in with them for a little while since I was traveling for the move. I can see where they're at with that, but I know that they were going to try and look into a discount for international shipping, or like some kind of special coupon code for international viewers so that it was not quite so horrible. I don't know why their shipping costs are so high. I've shared with them how I ship with USPS. I don't know if it's different for like an actual business, like that's not one person. Maybe they charge them different rates or something. I have no idea how it works. But I do know, and I trust them when they say like it costs them that much to ship it. I just don't know why it costs them that much to ship it. So they're looking into it, and we will see. Oh, awesome. Yay. Is it Sabine? Is that how I say that? Your palette's getting there soon, so that's excellent. Oh, okay, sorry. You guys are so chatty and it's awesome, but I miss everything on Discord because I don't have time to go back and read through the logs and everything. I don't know what the current numbers are at. I know as of... I shouldn't say I know. I think as of launch weekend, like the Monday after launch weekend, they were at like 200? I don't know if that's public information, so don't share it. But I think they were at 200 there. I haven't checked in, so I don't know. That was like 4 days after launch. I'm mixing up that black that Jess mentioned from the video with, this is phthalo green and alizarin crimson. So this is a greener leaning version. This is a redder leaning version. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, they just released Tanya's set in tubes. So they released like they're calling it a refill pack, in 8 milliliter tubes of all the colors in her set. And Marcello expressed interest in doing the same with mine. I think he's really interested in marketing it as a refill set, although I did tell him that people were asking if they could just buy a tube set of the pans. So that will come out in the future. I just don't know at what time. I think they're trying to stagger them to let Tanya's palette shine for a little bit and then go back and forth and that kind of thing. Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. It's another 30 to clear that? That seems insane. Why is it so much? I'm so sorry. That breaks my heart. So, I mean, DaVinci has other sales, right? So, like, I don't know. There's other people ordering stuff off of their website. I don't know what they're at now. I have no idea. It's been how long has it been since we launched the palette? Has it been like 2 weeks? So I haven't talked to them in a week and a half, just because of the move and everything. The original run was 150, yeah. They started pouring paint the same day when orders started coming in, and they started realizing how many of you guys were awesome and supporting me. They started pouring them the same day so that they would have more to go off of right away. I'm out of phthalo green on my palette, so I'm just trying to mix this a little bit more neutral. We've got a purple, we've got a green. This one's like a gray, but it wasn't very saturated. There we go. There's your black. Lemur black. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Those taxes are awful. So yeah, there will be a tube set at some point. Yes, there was a lot of water at the end of this brush stroke, so that was partially my fault, not just the paint, but there is a lot of cauliflower in there. It's a quinacridone color, the alizarin crimson, and a phthalo color, and both of those colors tend to cauliflower, so it's not super surprising that they would cauliflower if you let them. Cajun, I'm not quite sure of your question. So the sets are available as sets, and they're discounted based on the set, but you can buy individual tubes on their website also, or on other websites, so they're available in other places. All right, the next request I think we got was violet iron oxide. Sorry, I had to look at this for a second. So here's violet iron oxide. Yes, I love black, like purpley blacks. They're so pretty. And this color combination too, I don't know if you guys noticed while I was painting, it was shockingly easy to push around on the paper. Like, it didn't stain immediately, and that's pretty rare for the two colors that are in here. They're pretty staining colors. So even though these are really strong blacks, they're not a soft black that technically easily lifts. On the paper I was using, it worked out really well, and I was really pleased with it. I think it was Kilimanjaro. I don't know. You can look in the video description. I listed it there. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I've never put the Patreon on pause before. I was like, I assume since Discord is linked to Patreon, it would close down too. And then when I started writing the post, and I was like, I know I can't deliver these to you, and I feel really bad about that. But as I started listing out like all the things, I was like, well, you still have access to the 60 plus tutorials and the live stream replays and the Discord. I was like, hopefully you guys still want that. And I love how much you guys have been chatting over there, and it's just really great to see the community come together. So thank you guys for being so awesome. I know, Marley, I'm with you. I missed like an hour and so much has happened. So this is violet iron oxide and Hansa yellow deep. It's a really soft brown, as I kind of mentioned before. Discord is interesting, and I kind of love that, you know, we're branching into it. It was originally a gaming platform, so like gamers who played games together wanted to be able to chat on voice comms with each other, and then they also wanted to be able to like text chat in between guild parties or whatever. And then when artists really grabbed onto it, there's a lot of art channels. Like Eve has her own. I know Tori has a patron one. There's one specifically that like all the art YouTubers are on, which is kind of cool. They have some of the bigger channels started it, and then there's tons of smaller channels there that are all getting help with that as well. It's pretty cool. Oh, I'm so glad. Cation says that she painted a German Shepherd with the palette and was really happy with it, how it came out. Awesome. And let me do one more with just a little bit more of the violet iron oxide. So this one has more yellow in it, obviously. It's also starting to cauliflower a bit there. I'm using the backside of arches. I should have started with that. These are scrap pieces, so they're not gonna perform as well as the front side would. When you have cauliflowering like this, you can just go back over it though and smooth it out, and it'll pick up the water and put it back where it's supposed to be. So yeah, I'm a big fan of purples with Hansa Yellow Deep. I think they make really nice combinations. Was there another combination that I missed? I know chat was moving really fast. So we did the black, we did that one. Did someone ask about the Denise's green mixed with something else? Or you were just saying that you liked the Pearline green and the Denise's green? Oh, cool. I'm glad that they encourage you to start sketching with your fountain pens. I want to show you guys, while I'm waiting for you guys to do that, I'm going to play around a bit with the cerulean. It's overtaken by my phthalo green here. I'll try and just get the cerulean, because that one was, I know, an odd one from me. I had a lot of, what's the right word? I was very conflicted over whether or not I should add it, because it's not a color you guys know me to use very often. But it turned out that the colors that I thought couldn't be mixed from other colors can. So that's exciting. So the one that caught me most off guard was with Raw Sienna Deep, which is kind of that cool earth yellow. It makes really pretty teals. I signed up for your Patreon the same month that I started taking watercolor classes. Oh, thank you. Oh, that makes me so happy, Amelia. Not that your teacher's bad. I wish your teacher had a different learning style for you, but everyone learns differently. And it can be so hard to find the right fit. So it's nice that the internet exists these days so you can find someone that works well with your style. I've been very, what's the word? Reflective on like how I got here, because I'm moving to Texas, and in Texas I'll actually be able to support myself, unlike living here in the Bay Area, and just thinking about like the path that it took me to get here. And if you had told me, you know, X amount of time ago that I was going to be doing this, or that I self-taught myself how to make videos, I would say you're crazy, but the teaching part came from what I was trained to do, and so that part I've always really loved and am happy with. So glad to be here. White mixed colors get way too much flack. I'm starting to see that. I am starting to see that. This one in particular, it has very little white influence in it, like that chalkiness. Yeah, isn't the Raw Sienna Deep really interesting? I almost cut it. Remember, or maybe you don't, just if you haven't been on the Discord, but in the Discord I actually asked, I posted pictures of these 3 earth yellows. I didn't put any comments on them. I didn't say why I was asking, but I was like, between these 3, what would you cut? And then I ended up not being able to cut any, because the gold ochre is like a really bright, beautiful color that I think is a really nice convenience color. The raw sienna is like a nice earth brown, and then this PY42 just has like this crazy texture that I've not seen in any other PY42, and I was like, I have to include it. I used it so much in the Animal Eyes Challenge, and it was really unexpected. So because I leaned on it so much, and then I figured I had to include it in this set. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I say, like, it's circumstantial. There's certain teachers that, you know, are in certain positions, or their teaching style just doesn't jive well with certain people. I know there's certain teachers I haven't gotten along with in the past, just in terms of the way I absorb information. I'm a very visual learner, and like, I don't get the same information out of reading a textbook without any firsthand experience. So it can be tricky. Okay, let me mix up a couple more. I also really like, if you're a cobalt user, cobalt blue. Which one did I like better? Yeah, the indanthrene. So if you mix some of this cerulean blue hue with indanthrene, you get a cobalt blue type color. I guess if you wanted the granulation, you could go over. Yeah, let's do. Why is this so confusing for me to look at? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm sure that was a very dumb face you were looking at for a while. So I have a couple different mixtures. I was trying to get my thoughts on straight. So this one looks more like cobalt blue. And then I have like a more true cerulean color that I mix with the ultramarine. And you guys, I don't know why people aren't doing this. You know how everyone calls this color like a cerulean blue hue? That's the phthalo blue and white together. If they just add a little bit of PB28 to it also, like it gives it the granulation, it gives it the softness, and I think it's a really, really good actual cerulean blue hue versus this one's a little bit too bright on its own. Tactile learner, copying and seeing, yet. Black is hard. Black is really hard. I like to do 2 color mixes for black. If I mix 3 colors together, it gets really complicated. So I pick really, really dark opposite colors. So like Pearline green with a red will work, like a cool red, or even a purple. You can mix phthalo green with a cool red as well. You can mix burnt umber or raw umber with indanthrene blue or ultramarine blue. So I try and pick 2 color mixes so you don't have to do the balancing act between 3. That's so cool, Jess, that you kind of switched styles once you found something that worked out a little bit better for you. Pat, yeah, it's really cool. It's definitely like a step up with the technology, but it's a really cool resource. It's just a chat room that stays there. And so like, you don't have to catch up on everything that's there, but you can, or you can ask questions. There's different sections. There's a couple of tier specific levels that are related to like what perks you get. So I'll post the tutorial links over there so that they're easier to reference than I know the Patreon feed on the website gets a little bit lost. Cerulean and indanthrene. It's a little bright, so let me attempt it again. I think if we use more of the indanthrene and just a little bit of this one, it looks like the hue of a cobalt blue, but without the granulation. That's a bit closer. And then if we mix together the cerulean with the ultramarine, we can get like an actual cerulean blue hue. It's very, very close. No, you can have. Oh, you're saying why people wouldn't manufacture it? Yeah, that's probably it. That's the only thing I can really think of is that people would be discouraged by the fact that there's 3 pigments in it. Hold on, that's too bright. There we go. Is that coming across on the camera as being like a really soft blue? I feel like these are a little bit, all of them are a little bit brighter than they are in person, but this is like a really, really soft pale blue. And then there's also a good mixture if you mix this with some of the phthalo green. I'll just mix it next to it since it's right here. So this is not really a color that you've seen in other places, but pretty teal. And then if we add more of that cerulean, we can get more of a cobalt teal color. This is why I know some people like the back of arches, but I just don't. It's cauliflowering so much. And then there was a cobalt turquoise mixture. Let me find that one. I guess that was close to this here. So this is more like a cobalt turquoise. It's a little bit more muted, and this is more bright like a cobalt teal. So this is cerulean with phthalo green and cerulean with phthalo green, cerulean with raw sienna deep. It's a weird one. Can you guys see the texture on these browns here with the violet oxide? It's pretty cool. All right, anything else you guys want to see? Did I miss anything again? I was waiting for you guys to let me know what you wanted to see, and then I forgot to make a mental note. There's some really good purples in here. There's some really cool moody colors in here. Oh, the cerulean with perylene green also makes a pretty neat turquoisey color. It's a little deeper, has more character to it. I'm glad you like the violet iron oxide. I don't know what it is, guys. It took me so long to come around to opaque colors, but Indian red is now one of my absolute favorites. I love using it. It was so fun to use with the lemur. I just really, really enjoy it. There's a really nice, it almost looks like rose of ultramarine that's mixed with the rose and the violet. It's pretty cool. I know it doesn't have ultramarine in it, but it's still that nice, warm, rich purple if you are not a fan of the granulation. So that's dioxazine violet and red rose deep. What are some of the most useful or common perylene green mixes? I like it with, this is not going to be helpful. I like it with perylene violet, which isn't in this palette because Da Vinci doesn't make it, but I did ask, like I suggested to them for a future lineup of color that might be a good pick because I love it so much. It's not one that they were ready to move forward with for this year. But I really like that. I like perylene green also with the alizarin crimson. So just like with the phthalo green that we mixed to make that black, perylene green does a nice rich one also. Let me mix that up here. I can show you what that looks like. Or here, let me mix it with, I'll give you a little something different. I'll do the perylene maroon. This is one that I almost used for the lemur painting, but it's a bit more matte. It's not as vibrant, but that could be something that you're looking for. It's a deeper black, but it's gonna dry with not as much luminosity because both are darker, heavier colors. So that's actually a good black mix. Nice and quick. Yeah, I think opaque colors are just so counterintuitive to like watercolors when you first learn to do them because they're supposed to be transparent. But I think they definitely have a place, and they're good. I still don't care for cadmium colors. I don't care for really heavily white mixtures. Like if it has a ton of white and it's really, really pale, I don't like those as much. But just a naturally heavy earth tone, right up my alley. But I'm biased because earth tones. Oh, neat. I didn't know you could do that, Nikki. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so watch this as it dries. It's going to get a little bit flatter as it dries. It won't be quite as deep. But you can always layer it too. So that's a pretty good one. Let's see, is there anything else with perylene green? It makes really pretty purples. It also makes really nice, bright, but muted, if that makes sense. Let me show you. Greens. So if I take Pearline Green and I mix Hansa Yellow, or sorry, Arlide Yellow into it, we're gonna get like a bright green, but it's more muted than some other mixes. It's more of a sap green than a lime green. So that's another nice convenience green for you. I'll mix it with the rose to show you the nice rich purples it makes. This is actually like a Pearline Violet-like color. So if you don't have Pearline Violet like in this palette, you could mix a similar hue if you just want to use the hue in a painting. I think those are some of my favorites. And then the one with the teal, I really like that one too. If you want it on this page, I can re-put it on here just so you have, this isn't Pearline Green, but the others are. So you get moody teals out of it. If you haven't already seen it, it just occurred to me, I have a color spotlight on it. So my favorite color mixes are in that video. The ones I went through like my whole studio palette and decided which ones I wanted to show off with the Pearline Green. "18 pan schminke set lying around with unusual colors. Any recommendations?" What brands? Do you have brands in mind? I can give you some unique Daniel Smith ones for switching gears. This one is with the Red Rose Deep, so PV19. This is not great handwriting, I apologize. I always say it's Red Rose Deep. I can't write like this. It's at too harsh of an angle. This is Pearline Maroon. And this is Cerulean Hue. All right, catching back up. Yeah, Pearline Green is an awesome mixer, and I don't think it gets enough credit. So Pearline Green, I'm gonna say put on your unique color palette if you don't already have it. Phthalo Green with the cerulean and the teal. Yeah, it's so pretty. It's such a good one. It's really bright and beautiful. Oh no! Jess's dragon just ate some feathers. I apologize. I hope he's okay. Any brand. Okay, I really like Naphthalmide Maroon by Daniel Smith, but that's really close to Pearline Violet. So if you already have Pearline Violet, you don't need to go buy Naphthalmide Maroon. If you don't have either, I mean, I've been trying to pick a favorite between them for ages and I can't. Like, they're so similar. There's like a slight difference. I think the Naphthalmide Maroon is a little bit redder. It has a little bit more warmth to it, but Pearline Violet is also really beautiful. Piemontite Genuine, if you like granulation, is my favorite earth tone Promotech from Daniel Smith. I also really like Lunar Earth, and I know that that's not a popular color at all, and if you don't like granulation, do not get it, because it is an insanely granulating color, but Lunar Earth is a really unique one that I really like. Sadir recommends Shadow Violet. I know people really like Shadow Violet and Moonglow. They're not my jam, but I know they're very, very loved by the community. Let me see if I have you guys seen Lunar Earth before? If you've seen my African Wild Dog painting, I used it in that one. Oh, how funny. Okay, so you already have it. How do you like it? I actually bought a tube of Moonglow for the brand by brand series, and then I didn't even put it in the video. I was like, oh yeah, Moonglow is a color that people use all the time, so I should probably use it as an alternate for the brand by brand series, but then I remembered that Mayan Dark Blue existed, and then just had to go with that instead. I also like, it's not super uncommon, but if you don't already have a Carmine made from PR176, I think Mission Gold has a color. Daniel Smith is just called Carmine. I really like this as a cool red. It's a little bit deeper and more muted than some of the other versions. It doesn't quite look like anything in the Da Vinci palette that I have. It's somewhere between the Alizarin Crimson and the Red Rose, but it's a really pretty one. Gubbio Red from Kramer is gorgeous. That palette is in the other room, so I can't show it to you right now, but it's not a red, it's a brown, if I'm thinking of the same color. It's made from PBR23, I think, which is not very common, and it's really stunning. It's the only reason why I haven't rehomed that palette. Just, I don't use it very often, but I can't part with that brown. It's so pretty. I keep meaning to get a tube of Lunar Black so I can mix it with other colors, because I think that would be fun. Totally random. I don't use it very much, so I don't know how helpful it is long term, but if you're just looking for unique colors, Ultramarine Pink, am I thinking of the right one? Yeah, Ultramarine Pink by M. Graham is PR259, which is not a pigment I've seen many other places, if ever. So that one's an interesting one. See if I can open this here. It looks purple here, but it fades out a little bit more pink. But it is an ultramarine color, right? So it's, well, it has the name ultramarine in it. So it's gonna be a purpley lavender type of color. Granulates. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I can't decide between Naphthalmide and Perylene. They're both really pretty. I hear you, Pat. My main palette has been on the floor for a while. Sorry, main palette. Had to move over for Da Vinci. So this is a 30 palette, 30 well palette, I think. But if you notice in my mixing area, there are 5 other colors because I couldn't decide. So I'm actually pretty happy with this. I switched out a bunch of colors recently. I spent way too long when I was having a very ennui day where I didn't really want to work on anything else, so I worked on this instead. I swapped out my titanium gold ochre for a PY129. I switched my burnt sienna back to Daniel Smith's. I added Caput Mortem. I added my Pymentite in this corner here. So it's coming along. Definitely ever changing. Art and Pages collects purples. Oh, okay. So did I miss it? Do you already have the M. Graham Ultramarine Pink? I'm trying to rack my brain for anything else that I really love. Oh, Schminke has some really interesting browns. So if you are interested in those, they have a mahogany brown that's really pretty. Both they and Winsor & Newton have a PY 119, which is like a earth yellow color, kind of an earthy yellow brown. Winsor & Newton just released, they used to be exclusively limited edition, and they got rid of some of them that were in the same batch, but I think they're still selling Cobalt Green Deep, which is PG26. It's not super uncommon, but it's less seen. And then they also have a color called Aqua Green. There's no pigment information on this. I don't know what's in it, but it's really pretty. So I also picked up, because I'm a hoarder, a paint hoarder anyway, gold brown and dark brown from them, but they don't sell these anymore. I'm pretty sure they're all sold out unless you can find a site that has some back ordered stuff on them. This is a really unique black pigment, I think. Oh no, wait, this is the weird one. This is a yellow pigment. It's PY 164, and then this is a black pigment and it's yellow and it's PBK 12. So I don't know what's going on with these, but they're really neat. They're very opaque, very heavy. But that's kind of where I fell in love with those really dark, opaque colors. Let's see. Oh, cool. Okay, you made it so much better. I thought that it was over the top. No, Pat. I'm with you. Oh, Cricket wants to visit again. Titanate Yellow Ochre is on your list. It's a very pretty color. Because I love earth yellow so much, and don't put your face on that, please. Because I use yellow ochre and lunar earth and quinacridone gold already, I just didn't have another spot that I needed that for, but it's certainly a cool one. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I want to know what it is. I want to know what the aqua green is, but it is a secret. But yeah, they, they also just added, where is it? You guys, you know how much I don't love orange, right? That's a thing that people know me for. I bought 2 tubes of this because I wasn't sure if it was going to run out or not. It looks like they've added it to their main line. So it used to be a limited edition color, and I found these in 15 milliliter tubes, which they weren't in before. And this transparent orange is PO 107, I think. Where am I looking? Yeah, do you want to find it for me? I don't know. It's supposed to be PO 107. Where is the freaking number? Am I just not seeing it? Guys, help. Well, hopefully it's PO 107 because I bought 2 tubes of it thinking it was PO 107. Let's see. Yep, Jess, I'm with you. So this is like a transparent pyro orange, but it's made with a different pigment number. I would say it's somewhere in between Daniel Smith's PO 71 and like Core or Schminka's PO 71. It's a little bit more red than those orange versions. It's more orange than the red version. It's beautiful, it's transparent, it's bright. And I willingly bought 2 tubes of it, and it's orange. So I still want to do a lot of playing around with it. I haven't had time with the palette release and now the move, but it's just a really stunning color. Sadir's gonna have 2 35 half pan palettes. Yay! Let's see, what can we mix this with? Let's try an Indanthrene. That's a black. It's got some really interesting undertones in it that are a little greenish. So that's pretty cool. Transparent Orange by Winsor & Newton. It was a limited edition color, and then they just recently added 15 milliliter tubes. Last time I checked a couple weeks ago, it was sold out on Jackson's. They had it on back order, but it probably is restocked by now. That's what I tell myself, Jess. I could have worse addictions. I know I have an addictive personality, but at least I choose to spend it on watercolors and now houseplants, which was a pretty poor decision right before a move, but you know, whatever. Oh yeah, maybe. What would we mix that with? Maybe like an earth. Let's try and mix it with our raw sienna deep. Cricket, you're not allowed to eat paints, okay? I want you to be okay. No paints for you. Yeah, that's a really pretty, like earthy orange. No. This brown in here is gorgeous also. There's like a really deep brown in the middle. All right, guys. Well, is there anything else you want to see or ask questions about? I'm just doing like last minute checks for unique colors that you said you were looking for. Mars Brown by Schminke is another interesting brown. That one's made from PBR 6. I don't think I have a tube of the mahogany brown, so I can't double check that, but it's like PBR 41 or something like that. It's interesting. Did I tell you guys everything about the move? I know you said earlier you were asking. I think I got everything covered. Oh, here, we can remind ourselves to look at this black. It's a little bit flatter. Yeah, are you trying to figure out how to turn around? It's because you're not supposed to be up here. There you go. So I am going to be packing in the beginning of May. I'm visiting a friend and then coming back, packing more, and then I'll figure out whether or not I'm driving or flying, and that'll determine when I get set up in Austin. It'll probably take a couple weeks to get everything unloaded. Sorry, I had really bad heartburn last night, and I'm still having a little bit of it. But I'm gonna set up my new studio. I need to get a new table. I'm not taking this desk with me, unfortunately. I don't know if you guys remember from way back when, but this desk is a different color, and I absolutely love it. I actually refinished the entire thing myself. But it films really, really poorly on camera, which is so sad. I'll just give you a peek over here. Like it's a beautiful table, but it's shiny, and so it reflects the light poorly. And so I had to go with something that was more matte, but it's not a super sturdy table as it is. So because I can't film on it, and because it's not going to survive a move, I'm going to get rid of this here and then buy a new table. So that'll be like the biggest hurdle to getting set up in Austin, is making sure I have the funds for that. I'll probably hit up IKEA or something when I get there. So yeah, once I get set up, we should be good to go. Once again, if you missed the beginning of the stream, I do have an Amazon wish list. Some things are really practical items at the beginning. Some things are specifically related to work, if you're interested in any of those. And there's some like just cute decor stuff that by no means do you need to feel obligated to purchase at all. They're mostly placeholders for myself, as it says in the description below this video, so that I remember what I wanted to pick up for this setup. But if anyone wants to send along anything, that'd be super, super appreciative. And I'm really excited. The studio is going to be the first space that I really work on and try and get nice and cute and pretty for videos and Skillshare classes. So that'll be good. Cajun is multitasking. Let's see. What did I mix with the PO 107 to get the black? That was indanthrene. PO 60. The table, yeah, I didn't paint it white. It's contact paper. It's actually, I don't know if I'm going to take this or not. It's a piece of, like, I guess MDF. I don't think it's plywood. I haven't looked at it for a very long time. I think it's MDF. And I put the contact paper over it. And then I've got my beautiful table underneath that I love, that I refinished, that I put so much hard work into, but I can't find the use for it. It's made from an old school desk, so like underneath it has like there's drawer open holders like that you'd have underneath your desk at school where you'd put papers and stuff. So that's open, so I can't really use it in another space like for a dining table or something because it's just awkward to have that under your legs for that. I don't need it for a computer table. I have my sit-stand desk for that, and if I'm not using it for my art table, I don't have another use for it, so I have to rehome it. So sad. Let's see. Would it be better to get them for you right after you move? Yes, absolutely, Amelia. Are you asking about the Amazon wish list? So if it's a big furniture item, if you could wait till I'm in Texas, that would be awesome if you did want to contribute any of those. If they're small things that are easy to pack, that's fine. But I will update my address probably around May 15th of May, halfway through the month, to be my new address, so that if you send things, it'll get sent right to the new place. So if you have small things that you wanted to send along or things that'll help with the move, there's some things specifically for moving furniture or Cricut, that kind of stuff. We can use those before the move. But anything big, it would be awesome if you guys held off until I get there, and I can let you guys know on Patreon too. The Amazon wish list has a shipping address already in it. Like, it's hidden, so you shouldn't be able to see it since it's my personal residence, but it'll ship to me and not be problematic. And then if you wanted to send anything else, like freeform, my P.O. box is in the bottom of every description. You guys are awesome. I'm so appreciative for you guys. You guys are just so sweet. I can't even begin to express how grateful I am for you guys as a community. Is my computer setup now going to be on my art table? It's going to be in the same room. So I have a studio, so I am not sure what the configuration is yet because my sit-stand desk is actually huge. It's really deep. And it's a little longer than 4 feet. I think it's probably closer to 5 feet. So it's really big. So I'll have to find like a corner I can put that off camera because it's not real cute. But I want to do kind of like the cutesy YouTube Skillshare, nice, pretty setup where I've got a nice table and a nice chair and can film me at the like right now. This is not, I can't record Skillshare intros here, which is why my last Skillshare class, if you guys noticed, I wasn't in it because I was just so stressed out and I couldn't figure out where to shoot because I didn't have a space to do it in. For my previous Skillshare classes, I've had to move both of my studio lights like out from behind the desk, in front of the desk, prop cameras up on my bed, like it was insane. So I'm gonna have a proper shooting space where I can film myself at the desk as well as on top of the desk, which is going to be amazing and incredible and something I'm so excited for. But yeah, it'll just take a little while to get set up. I'm not bringing anything with me really for that space except for my studio lights and maybe a bookshelf or two. Everything else is going to be new when I get there, but I'm excited for it. Thank you, Jess, for the well wishes and for everyone else. Did I answer all your questions? And again, I just want to reiterate, I'm never trying to ask you guys for extra things. I am already so touched with your generosity, but since some of you guys asked, I wanted to put that down below in case any of you guys wanted to help out additionally. So it'll be good. I'm in that like morning phase. Not morning AM, but morning with a U. Just I have to leave everyone I know and everyone I love here, and I do have people in Austin, so like it'll be nice to set up a camp there, and I'll have a better support system than anywhere else that I know people once I get there, but it's still hard. So I think waiting till your 30s to do a cross-country move is probably a little rough. It'd be great if I had experience with this earlier on. I've moved other places within California. I've lived 6 hours from home, but it's always been in the same state. So I never had to learn new state laws or new regulations or healthcare or anything like that. So that part's going to be the most stressful thing. But I think once I'm set up and everything's ready to go, I'll be pretty happy. And I'm really excited for my studio space. And hopefully Cricket doesn't mind. She's sitting on her little stool next to me like she's supposed to. Oof! Did you sneeze? Yeah. Okay. Yes, Pat. Oh my gosh, Skillshare shooting is so stressful. I already don't love to be on camera, so like this is already, you know, mentally stressful enough, but to have to film something with like a nice background and everything, that is just like over the top. Right now, all of the walls are a pretty dark beigey tan color, so I'm gonna write the apartment complex before I get there and actually ask if I can paint it white to like lighten it up, and then get some maybe wood bookshelves to set behind me so that it's pretty to look at, and then have a nice desk in front of me so it'll be a little bit more aesthetic to look at and not just like vertical blinds and a computer. Thank you, Christine, for taking care of myself. I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure I don't flare too badly. I know even just being in Texas, so I had 3 days between the airport and all the walking around the airports, and then 2 full days of like being up from dawn until dusk and researching apartments and going around town and everything. I flared pretty badly while I was in Austin because of just that. So I know that the move is going to be pretty taxing, but I'll try and do my best to just do my own thing. Yes, Jacqueline, I am aware the no state tax. So that's pretty cool. Pretty exciting. Your sales tax is also much lower than it is here in California. I think we're at 9.25 in San Jose. The state, I think, is 7.25. But you guys are like 6 and some change, I think. Thank you, Sabine. I really appreciate that. No reason to be stressed here. You guys have put my mind at ease with how much support I got from keeping Patreon open. So thank you guys for that. It's going to help so much with the move, and I'm so grateful. All right, Jess, have a good one. Thanks for coming. Thank you to everyone for being here. Keishan, I'm so glad that you got your tiger pouch in. Remember that there is a sale. There's a sale in the Etsy shop for orders over $35. You get $35. You get 20% off. If you put that you're a patron, I'll make sure to stick in a Walrus sticker for you. Thank you. Hugs to Cricket. She's a trooper, and we'll go see the vet in a couple days and make sure she's all healthy and can make the trip. And thank you guys so much. Christine, is that 13% in sales tax or in income tax? That's a lot. So, anywho, thank you guys for coming. Thanks for kicking off this last stream. I'm going to miss you guys so much in video form in May, but I will keep in touch, keep you guys posted in the posts, and I'll try and check in from Discord from time to time. Enjoy your new palettes if you have them, and thank you guys for all of your support. Sales tax, oh my gosh. Oh, you're in Canada, right? You guys are in Canada. That's high. Here, like 9% is considered high. Like California has a very, very high sales tax in terms of other states. There's some states that are higher, but not very many. Yeah, that's rough. I'm sorry. All right, thank you guys. Enjoy painting, enjoy your books, and I'll see you soon. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you for all the new first streamers, too. I'm so glad you guys are joining us in here, and it's been great. I'll see you soon.